Coming at you live from Greenville, Mississippi. We're in the Greenville Country Club, at the Greenville Country Club, for Steve Azar's Delta Soul Celebrity Golf and Charity event. Don't forget, all proceeds benefit the Steve Azar St. Cecilia Foundation. The rain is it's moving on through. I think it's going to get out of here, and they're going to hit the course here in a little while. But joining us right here in Greenville, Mississippi is NFL star, former NFL star, Corey Miller, and also actor-comedian Jackie Flynn. Welcome to Middays, gentlemen. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, thanks for having us. Glad to be here.
So, Corey, you and I had the chance to visit last year, and, of course, the first thing that came to mind, I'm sure you never hear this, is you look like you could play today, sir.
Yeah, looks are really deceiving, right? So, I try to stay in some type of shape, when you got two young boys in the 20s and, in your 50s and your body hurts and aches and all those types of things. So I try to take care of myself a little bit just to fool people enough that they don't want to mess with me. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I'd call it that. You look pretty good. So you've been here before. I know you and I talked last year. How many years have you been coming?
I think 10 or 11 years.
Yeah,
I think I might have missed the first one.
Yeah.
So I've been coming here and love the folks here in Greenville, Mississippi, and made so many friends. And it's great to come back on our annual visit and see guys that haven't seen in a while and eat some good food.
Yeah, absolutely. Jackie, how about you? You've been before as well?
I've been a bunch, yeah. I've been, I don't know how many years it's been going, but I've probably gone 8, 9 out of out of the whole month, probably. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Azar, he seems to have a bit of a knack for twisting the arms there. Actually, he doesn't have to twist the arms. I know when he calls you guys got great hearts, and you answer the call, and that's why you're here today.
Yeah, it makes it easy too, because he's a great guy, and it's a lot of fun. It's really, I feel almost selfish, because I'm enjoying myself. It's not like I'm, it's like easy, it's not a pick and shovel here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because we network, we become friends. Jackie and I go back to Monday after matches in South Carolina at Myrtle Beach. And, so you build relationships, and guys have tournaments. So, you kind of bond. You're like, hey, will you come to my event? And I remember Steve asked me, like, where's Greenville, Mississippi? I have no idea where it is. Excuse me. And, it's great. This is one of my favorites. I mean, we do a lot of tournaments. I probably do 15 a year.
We have almost like a little, we have a little posse kind of us that we kind of all kind of reunite every tournament, here and there all around the country, and we have a little group that is kind of like our go-to guys.
Well, it's great to have you guys right here in Greenville, Mississippi. So, Jackie, I know you got some connection to the Professional Golf Association, to the PGA, and golf in general.
Well, the only connection as far as my commercial I did with Phil Mickelson. I did that commercial, the foot wedge commercial, the Barclays ad. Yeah, I was the guy that kicked the
I remember that.
Cheated. That's I got a lot of play out of that one.
Speaking of golf, you guys got any thoughts about all these folks that are bailing on the PGA and going over to the LIV Tour? I just saw that DeChambeau, he announced that now he's going.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when you talk about professional sports, you love the game and what you're playing, right? I love the NFL. I love everything that it embodied and what it was about. But at the end of the day, it's your profession, and when you get an opportunity to make more money and do something, big. Dustin Johnson from Columbia, South Carolina. I'm friends with him, known him for a long time, and it didn't shock me. I mean, you go get $125 million, you have no cuts. Just go make money. So I'm not mad at him. You got to make the best decision for you and your family always.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Jackie?
I like everything he just said, except for the only caveat I have is that Saudi Arabia, it's state sponsored with a lot of, they kill Khashoggi.
Yeah.
I have trouble with a little bit of it. You know what I mean? Again, it's but I do. What Corey said is, it's definitely valid.
It'll be interesting to see if the PGA responds in any way to this.
Yeah.
Well, I think they were talking about suspensions and, things like that. I think, trying to make it tough for guys like Dustin Johnson to maybe go back, and play in the majors. I think he wanted to do those. But, we'll see. They got to have some kind of pushback because you got to try to save your league, right?
Sure.
I mean,
business.
If you're getting big names, like the Dustin Johnson, DeChambeau, you got Kevin Na left. I mean, all these guys are Patrick Reed. They're going to chase money. I mean, and it's unfortunate, but that's what's going to happen.
But I also also think there's enough guys that are, the PGA is going to be just fine. I think there's enough guys that are going to be coming up that are chomping at the champing
opens up some
I would say
slots
chomping.
there.
It's actually champing at the bit.
Champion at the bit
to play. It's so I don't think there's going to be any issue. Like I said, I'm all for making money, and the PGA. Why shouldn't you be able to? It should be an open market.
Sure.
And stuff. But again, the only caveat being, if it was anywhere else but that, you'd say, okay, whatever. But
you think $125 million they should play in the rain like the weather today?
Yes.
No, we're not postponing. We're not pushing back. You making this kind of money, like football players. You go out there and get wet.
Look at the stuff
play
you had to play.
Right? You got to go play. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, Jackie, you have performed your routine in some of the most prominent comedic venues in the country for sure. I just got to ask you, do you get nervous when you get up there?
Not anymore. I mean, when you first start out, obviously you're nervous because you're green and you don't know if you're funny. But as you get better at it, you kind of get. I've been doing it 35 years.
Wow.
So, apparently I'm not going to make it. But the thing is,
Great.
It just you get nervous once in a while if it's a big audition for something. Say he was trying out for the Tonight Show or something with at the time with or David Letterman. You get nervous because you want it to go well. It's gonna you'll do okay, but you don't want to on a scale of 1 to 10 you want to do a 10. You don't want to do an 8.
Sure.
So I get nervous about that maybe, but by and large but you do have to have a little nerves because that's what you thrive on.
Yeah.
You use that.
Gets the adrenaline going.
Yeah, exactly.
And you need that.
You'd be lying if you didn't say you were a little nervous every time.
All right. So do you write your own material?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
And occasionally a buddy of mine will give me an idea and say, hey, wouldn't it be funny? And then I let it germinate a little bit and I work with it a little bit and throw it out on stage and then eventually it becomes a bit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That truly is. Corey, I just asked Reggie Smith in the last segment his thoughts about how the game has changed, the game of baseball in his case, from when he was playing to today. Your thoughts about the game of football from your days to today?
I was having a conversation with some guys back home just the other day, just talking about the difference. They talked about in the decade when I played in the 90s up to 2001, it was what I call a box game, right? The game was played in a box. Football, about the 9-on-7s. It was a run-oriented drill.
Yeah.
And, you had to get into blocks, get off blocks. You had to defeat blocks. And it was about the run game.
Yeah.
Well, now the game is outside the box. It's played on the hashes, on the sidelines, basketball on turf. They're up and down. It's a passing game. It's 3 wides, 4 wides, 5 wides. Nobody run what we call regular personnel anymore. Yeah. Tight ends are more hybrids. Tight ends now become like basketball players, right? They can be receiver. They can be a tight end. So, from that aspect, the game has changed. And then you look at from the injury standpoint, when I played, we basically, we put money in the pool and say we're going to knock somebody out the game. I mean, we played the game reckless, right? We played in a different manner, and now you can't touch folks. I was talking with Greg Lord of the Steelers. He's here. You can't put your hands on guys. You can't take shots. So it's really hard for a defensive player.
Yeah.
I mean, because you can't take shots like you used to. So the game is about scoring points. People want to see points. Nobody wants 63. So, my son who played in the NFL and still is active as a free agent with the Panthers, but, he complains. I'm like, really? Like, we went to training camp 6 full weeks, 2 days. They can't even go back-to-back hitting. I mean, they're soft. I tell all these guys, they are soft, pansy guys playing football today. Period. I said it.
All right, so Jackie, do you have any jokes about football? Do you tell us if you have some in your repertoire?
Football. I'm trying to think. If I had a couple of days to think about it, I probably would. I don't think I have anything off the top of my head. Football jokes. I have a lot of other jokes, but
probably you can't say on there, right?
Most of my act is not good.
I understand
for TV or
I totally get
or radio.
One thing I was going to say, Corey, is just kind of a personal observation. It seems like in the old days, the run was sort of used to set up the pass. Now it seems like the pass sets up the run.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, they want pass rushers. I mean, the most valuable players on the football team right now are outside linebackers, defensive end that can rush the pass. I don't care if you can play the run or not.
Keep the pressure on.
You got to have guys that could, you get little small receivers. You want to get in space. You want to, create one-on-ones, mismatches, and that type of thing. I mean, it's almost it's like playing arena football to a degree. It's like it's just wide open, man. So, listen, it is what it is. A game change. It's evolved to something totally different. So you have to be able to adapt. I'll say this real quick. Nick Saban, when my son played at Alabama, had to change, right? You go back and watch the old Saban Alabama teams. It was 3 yards in a cloud of dust. I mean, big physical offensive linemen. They want to smash you in the mouth. They're coming downhill. Now he had to adapt and say, hey, Nick, the game has changed, right? You got to get some speed guys, and you got to get some defensive guys that can run. So, it's still fun. I still love it.
Well, we appreciate it, Corey. You guys being here and coming on the show. Jackie Flynn, you as well. And congratulations on all your success. And most importantly, thanks for being here and giving back.
Hey, we love it, Doze. Tonight's going to be a great event. And then
that's my
Catfish on Saturday, brother.
Nothing better than Doze.
I'm going to make my mark here in Greenville.
We'll be back here on Middays. We're in Greenville, Mississippi. Stay with us.